New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, all the Bicholas, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you had been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Before we get there, real quick, someone says El Gaucho has amazing veggie sides. Here's the difference. They also have delicious meat. So I never, you know what I mean? I never buy.
Try the steak.
Right. I'm sure they do. But when I am there, that doesn't even begin.
Right. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to go there and eat the vegetables.
All right.
El Gaucho, we're on our way. Brand new location. Can't wait to dig into these freaking fake carrots.
That is why I'm here. Today we toast a YouTuber by the name of Fawcett. I'm sure some people know who he is. I'm not one of them. But all you need to know is this. By law, hybrid and electric cars that go less than 19 miles an hour must make some kind of sound so the pedestrians, mostly the blind, can hear them coming, right? Because this was an issue before. People were getting hit in a crosswalk. You couldn't hear a Tesla, et cetera, et cetera. So by law, your car is to make a sound. And our friend Fawcett, he decided to have some fun with this. But instead of me trying to explain it, here's some audio of Fawcett, and you can hear what he did with his electric vehicle so the people could hear him coming.
And today, I've changed my Tesla horn and engine sounds to 21st century humor. Yes, I was able to go ahead and change my horn to La Cucaracha, and I was able to go ahead and change my engine sound to the bra sound effect number 2. Come on, let me show you how I did it. So Tesla just added this new update. It's called the 2020.48.26, update, where they allow you to go and customize your horn sounds. You can replace your horn sound, your driving sound, and your summon sounds. Back in 2019, because electric cars are silent, the government mandated that each electric car have a PWS, or a pedestrian warning system. Basically, it's to help blind people understand when an electric car is rolling down the street. The thing is, they didn't mandate what the sound had to be specifically. So you could have a regular roaring engine, or you could go ahead and have the bra sound effect playing on repeat as you're driving down the street. No matter what it is, as long as there's a sound there, the government does not care.
And on he goes as he drives to the parking lot to display his bruh. So just so you know, if you are blind and you hear that rolling toward you, there's a chance. And just keep that in mind. You can put any sound in your car that you want. So they don't care. It could be a scream. It could be a fart. It could be anything you want, right? Anyway, I like what he did. I like the bra. It made me smile. So let's drink. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Steve Throwhill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Joel. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola, Joel. Hola. All right, Joel, you understand how this here game is played?
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. Then you know that you have your choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Well, let's take a look at the inside. Let's go with foreign object.
Interior decorating it is.
All right. This is not in the butt. It is in the gut. In this case, we go to the United Kingdom, where a teen ended up with a massive object in her stomach that tore a hole through her stomach wall. The oval-shaped object was 19 inches long and completely filled her stomach. The 17-year-old initially went to the hospital after she fainted twice. She bruised her face and her scalp during the falls. The doctors wanted to rule out a head injury, but during the exam, they also noticed a mass in the girl's upper abdomen. Now, the teen said she'd experienced intermittent abdominal pain for the last 5 months, which had worsened over the 2 weeks prior to her hospital visit. They did a CT scan and revealed a, quote, grossly distended stomach with a large mass inside and a tear in the stomach wall. She underwent surgery. Doctors removed the object, which was so large it had formed a cast of her entire stomach. Anyway, in the current case, she was admitted to the intensive care after her surgery. She had to be fed through a feeding tube until her actual stomach could heal back up. She was sent to see psychiatrists. Apparently, she's doing better now. But the question is, what did doctors find in her stomach? Was it fingernails, hair, magnets, or soap? So fingernails, hair, magnets, or soap. One of these, she consumed enough of it, it ended up in her stomach and tearing a hole through her stomach wall.
That's kind of an odd one.
Yes, it is.
I like the normal ones you got for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, normally these are perfectly normal. There's a light bulb in my rectum. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, seen it.
Garden variety stuff.
I'm leaning more towards hair, thinking that might bind up and cause issues inside her.
Joel, I think the same thing, because
it does it in my shower drain.
I don't think that she was in tune to the fact of what was going on. So I think anybody who has a nervous habit like that, who just chews on the end of their hair or whatever, they don't understand. You know, if you swallowed magnets, you go in there and go, Doc, I swallowed magnets. Doc, I eat soap. I chew on my fingernails. So between the two, I think she's either been chewing on her fingernails her entire life, or she's been chewing on her hair. And I'm going to join you, Joel, and go hair.
Absolutely. I think anyone that's going to chew on fingernails knows not to eat the damn things, and they spit them out.
You would think not, but you'd know not to eat your hair as well.
I mean, those two make the most sense, but I don't know. I knew a kid that used to eat glue. Maybe she likes soap.
Yeah, I knew the kid, Donald Wade, used to eat glue.
But I don't think that kid eats glue anymore as an adult.
You don't think?
No. I'm going to go fingernails. They seem sharper, and you're right, Joel, you should be smart enough not to swallow them, but you know what? Sometimes before you know it, something gets swallowed.
You want to stick with...
you go to a restaurant and you accidentally eat some hair that's on food that's prepared and brought to you.
I never do that by accident. Right. Very intentional.
Or like the ice cube that sneaks in there, and then it's like, Jesus.
Joel, you want to stick with hair as your final answer?
Final answer, lock it in.
We're going to find out what was in this woman's stomach. Was it fingernails, hair, magnets, or soap? Next.
That was a tease.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category interior decorating on profile. This, we got a teen in England who went to the hospital after she fell down. But then doctors realized there was something wrong in her stomach. Guess they must have done an MRI or whatever. Either way, they found something in there that had actually torn through her stomach wall. Mm-hmm. But after a few weeks and months of therapy, I guess she was able to eat solid food again and not from a tube. Question is, what was in her stomach that she had been eating? Fingernails, hair, magnets, or soap?
And that is the question that we posed to Joel, who has since hung up. The Ted Smith, you went with fingernails.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be too upset. It's kind of good because that's real creepy. Miles, you went hair. Joel agreed, probably hair. You are correct.
There it is.
Apparently, she's been eating her hair her entire life. Never gave it much thought. It had just been collecting, kind of solidified. Only so when they pulled it out, it had formed a perfect cast of her stomach. But it was made of hair.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, Armageddon, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
That doesn't shock me. I've seen a lot of hair get eaten. That's how I shave my back. All right. Your choices are the Jimmys.
Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Just kind of like hair, Mike. Seth Meyers.
All right.
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right, all these guys have teams of professional writers and help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The Golden Globes. Golden Globes. You'd rather watch the Gloves than the Golden Globes. Oh, Mike, I'll see you Sunday. The Golden Globes are this Sunday, and it's been announced that some frontline and essential workers have been invited to attend this year's event.
All right.
That should be a fun red carpet for the frontline workers. What am I wearing? Dickies, scrubs, and the same PPE since June.
That's a good point. It should be a weird-looking red carpet.
Jimmy Fallon.
Kimmel.
Fallon.
This is exciting. The Golden Globes are this Sunday, and it was just announced that some frontline and essential workers have been invited to attend this year's event. Yeah, that should be a fun red carpet for the frontline workers. Who am I wearing? Dickies scrubs and the same PPE since June.
Some interesting news out of New Jersey. They have recently legalized marijuana, but you can't smoke it yourself. Someone has to blow it into your mouth.
Ted Smith.
Seth Meyers.
Ted Smith.
Ted Smith.
They don't pump their own gas, Mike. All right.
Same in Oregon. Yeah.
Oregon, some places now, though, you can pump it.
Well, it depends who you smoke with. I got to blow this in your mouth here, man.
By the way, I was going to use the term shotgun, but then I realized that definitely you would have known it was me.
Yes.
I'm always blown away when I pull in. I'm like, oh, that's right. I stay here.
It's
Hand
weird.
the card out the window. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A 105-year-old woman in New Jersey said in a new interview that she believes that she survived the coronavirus because she has eaten 9 gin-soaked raisins every day for most of her life. 9 gin-soaked raisins, also known as the royal family.
Is that Jimmy Fallon?
Seth Meyers.
A 105-year-old woman in New Jersey said in a new interview that she believes she survived the coronavirus because she has eaten 9 gin-soaked raisins every day for most of her life. 9 gin-soaked raisins, or as it's also known, the royal family.
This lady's been having a spodie in her stomach for like 80 years.
And she's still here.
Might be worth trying.
Gin-soaked
Wake up every morning with 9 gin-soaked raisins.
I learned this from an expert.
Yeah.
She eats them every day. Mm-hmm. Does she pop up and eat them? She might eat them over the course of a day.
I don't know.
She strikes me just on her tone. I'm guessing it's just part of her breakfast. Even if she had toast and coffee, like she's also going to go ahead and have her 9 gin.
I'd spread it out. Every hour, have a raisin.
You think she's soaking them herself?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Keep them away from the kids. Since the pandemic has made it difficult for musicians to perform, a German rock band has started holding concerts in a van just for one fan at a time. It's a German van named Das Awkward.
I guess Fallon.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah, it's Fallon.
Get this, since the pandemic has made it difficult for musicians to perform, a German rock band has started holding concerts in their van for just one fan at a time. Yeah, it's a German band named Das Awkward.
We should use that tomorrow, Miles.
Das Awkward?
No, you're just in a van. What band do you want to see? Just you and them.
All right. Yeah.
You got to really like that band.
Yeah. A lot.
I can think of a lot of bands I don't want to see.
Yeah, even your favorite band. Eventually you go pee or get another beer or something.
Right. Anything.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy signed laws to legalize marijuana in the state, which is good news because it's been almost 20 years since New Jersey has added a new smell.
Seth Meyers.
Myers.
That's Seth.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy signed laws to legalize marijuana in the state, which is good news because it's been almost 20 years since New Jersey added a new smell.
So it's funny, New Jersey legalizing weed, I think that's a good call.
Sure, absolutely.
Number one, I'm down with legalization everywhere, but like a lot of those dudes could use it.
They could use it and make your money.
Yeah.
And they have good food, so once you get stoned, you could...
Boy, oh boy, that's true, man.
Eat like a champion.
These garlic knots, these cheese balls.
Hey, the garlic knots when you're stoned.
Seafood like crazy.
So Pat Sajak got in a little trouble on Monday on Wheel of Fortune. It happened during the introductions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We'll skip this one.
No.
No, because I'm going to look bad now.
No, you're not.
All right, a guy named Chris Brimble was telling Pat what he does for a living, and Pat responded with, quote, IV instead of IC. Because the guy has a lisp.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Nobody's sure if he did this on purpose. If the guy heard it, he didn't seem to care. He went on to win more than $12,000, but people weren't happy with Mr. Sajak.
Yeah.
I mean, you know he's going to say he did not do it on purpose, but knowing what I know of him, yeah, I would lean more toward the fact that he did.
Yeah, and
yes, he definitely did.
Just what I know of him,
right?
I believe he did it on purpose.
Look, you know when Trebek was around, man, he would just be like, "Yeah, you're a nerd,"
right?
I mean, like this guy's on the late night end of the game shows. They let it fly. They don't care.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I feel like for whatever reason, like I don't know. I had a buddy that had a list. We used to give him a hard time. He didn't really care. Granted, we knew him.
Right.
So that's a big...
Not on national TV being insulted, but, you know.
Yeah. All right. The video game Frogger is being turned into a game show. You guys play Frogger?
When I was a kid, yeah.
Sure. It's a great game.
I mean, it was part of the new way. You know, you had Centipede, Mystical Man, Space Invaders, Frogger, Pac-Man. There weren't a whole lot of options, so yeah, Frogger for sure.
See, I feel like Frogger was on the way out.
By the time you got up there, yeah, Frogger would... I mean, let's face it. It's not exciting. But you have to remember, for us, this was all new.
Pitfall came in and took Frogger out of the equation.
Well, I'm sure you guys are the same way. Mike, you probably don't get this, right, with our age difference. But it used to be like, I can think of a specific place, Jerry's Subs and Pizza. And you'd go to them, and they had like California Dreamin' that you could stand up and play.
Right.
And they had like Excite Bike on like that flat screen one. Yeah. So you could like sit there and play that, but I don't remember Frogger. But it's just weird, like as a child, like if your parents are going to pick a restaurant, like that was a great thing about going to a Pizza Hut. You went to the one that had video games.
There's a place it's not open right now for the reason most places aren't, but same thing. They have skee ball and a couple of video games in the back. Yeah, I can get beer, I can eat my pizza in peace, and just hand the kids $20 goddamn in quarters and just let them go crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never thought about it that way,
dude. It makes such... You just call them to the table when it's time to eat.
Yeah.
And they're not so bad now because we're a little bit older, but 2 or 3 years ago, it's like, here are some quarters.
Yeah, go
in the back, go crazy.
That's what every kid wants.
Because I want to drink beer and be left alone.
Yeah, well, that's what was always good about the one sub and pizza.
Like, once I drink enough beer, I'm going to get in those games with you.
Yeah. Well, because Pizza Hut was that, but you had to go back to the table. The one place we gave was like I mean, you could eat in there, but we always picked it up. But it was like a race against how long, right? So, I mean, if my mom or dad ordered, like, we got to go get it now.
Right.
Like, well, it's not going to be ready for half an hour. Like, we got to get it now.
We want to play the game.
We got to play the games. We've got to get in 2 games. Anyhow, so Frogger, I guess people love Frogger. Again, there's a famous Seinfeld episode with Frogger and everything. I don't remember playing it. It's an 80s video game, but it's being turned into a game show for the Peacock streaming service.
Okay.
Contestants will play the part of the frog.
Yeah, I imagine.
Attempting to avoid obstacles, including traffic, snapping alligators, and hungry hippos.
I was going to say, if this is anything like the game, if they lose, they're dead.
Yeah.
You don't get 2 more men, 2 more frogs.
Well, I noticed Frogger, their hippos are only hungry.
Aha.
Was the game, they're hungry hippos.
Yes, they're twice as hungry.
Yeah, that's a hippo you don't want to see. Miles, I'm with you. You know, at this point, after the last damn year we had and everything else going on, like, if people sign the waiver, let's use real hippos, real alligators.
They would do it in Japan.
Right?
You see clips of Japanese game shows like they're actually dipping this person's feet in boiling water.
Or let's at least make the contraption that looks like a hippo strong enough that it I don't know.
Like Disney
Breaks a-
World style, right?
Yeah, breaks a rib or something.
That won't kill you, but you can break your arm. You can get a compound fracture.
Right, we'll put a big prize on it.
You can win $1 million.
Exactly.
Right?
Million. Straight cash.
Yeah, we won't even tax it.
Right.
But this animatronic crocodile might rip your arm off.
You either leave here a millionaire or you leave $1 million in debt.
Right.
It says the game will test players' strength, strategy, and problem-solving abilities.
That's nothing like Frogger. That was, I don't see traffic. Go, go, go. Oh, traffic.
Yeah, and that's another one. I'm with you, like, I'm trying to think, like, the floor is lava but you get that's campy.
Sure.
So, I mean, I assume Frogger will be campy. Now in my head, I'm just like, Frogger's got to be intense.
It's got to be somewhat campy.
Right, but I'm like, let's make it painful.
They made the video game originally, it was called Squirrel. The only problem was you stopped halfway in the middle of the road, couldn't figure out which way to go, and got hit.
Squirrel? Oh.
We're coming home the other night, and I'm like, what? Every other animal, and they don't always do it well, but it's like, they knuckle down, they say, I'm going to try to get to the other side of the street. There's something with squirrels like, I don't know if I want to go this way or this way, and I know you're driving toward me at 40 miles an hour, but I refuse to just get anywhere other than where you're going to hit me. Like they're indecisive all of a sudden. Like, no, this is the time to make a decision because this car is going to kill it. Every other animal's figured it out like, ooh, let me just move. Squirrels are like, what do I do?
So you know what squirrels need? They need old school high school football coaches, right, Miles? Because they would be like, listen, squirrel, you got to make a move.
You got to make a decision.
Right, you got to make a decision and stick with it. Otherwise, son, you're going to get hurt.
Right, they all need that. Like, stop being indecisive.
Yeah.
Move.
Like, at this point, I don't care that you're running the wrong damn route. But, like,
go.
Right, you're screwing the quarterback over. Just run a route, okay?
I'll give you a hint. Go anywhere where the car is not. You know what I mean?
Or just stay still and the guy will run over top of you, but he won't hit you.
Right. But no matter what, somehow your decision is to run toward my tire.
Wow. Damn squirrels. Yeah, right. Deers are just like, I'm going to sprint across this street to just ruin your car.
Right. Maybe you hit me, maybe you don't, but not because I'm being indecisive.
Yeah. Every time I've seen a deer actually get hit in person, it looks awful.
Yeah.
And then I've only seen it happen live like 2 or 3 times. The deer pops up and runs off.
And your car is completely messed up.
Yeah. This is pretty cruel. Not cruel. Cool. Cool, man. Cool. The clothes that Alex Trebek wore on Jeopardy are going to be donated to charities to provide clothes for homeless people for job interviews.
Oh, nice.
It's all the suits and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I don't think a lot of people think about that.
You just have to be the size of Alex Trebek.
That will go a long way.
Right. But that's one of the toughest part, right? Like, if you're homeless and you're trying to get a job, like, it's hard to show up to a place and you're not, maybe you haven't showered in a couple of days or you're just wearing the clothes you have on your back. Like, people are not naturally, but they're probably not going to give you the job. So I like this. They got a suit on or whatever.
I got a job when I was homeless only because the guy that interviewed before me was so ugly. And the guy that interviewed me, seriously, and the guy even told me that. So this is a restaurant with an open kitchen. He's like, that dude said as soon as you walked in, I knew I wasn't going to hire him. I was like, Jesus, man. But
how'd you get hired? I ain't ugly.
I'm not as ugly as that guy.
Did you ever see this guy?
I saw him from the back. When I went in for the interview, the restaurant's closed, but they're open for the interview process.
All right.
He's the only other guy there. So I remember seeing him from the back because I'm sitting at a different table waiting to be interviewed. But I didn't really make eye contact with him or anything. But I sit down for my interview. And the thing is, this guy showed up in his chef's coat and all that. You could tell this dude's been around the block a few times. But again, I'm homeless. You have no street address. I'm like, there's just no way. So the guy interviewing me, Ken Laurie, thank you for hiring me. I looks down at the application and says, hey, man, you didn't put down a home address. So I told him, I was like, I don't have one. I'm homeless, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, listen, I'm going to give you a shot. Because I said, here's the benefit of a homeless guy. It's a restaurant I need to eat. It's wintertime, so I want to be warm. So I'll work doubles, you name it, right? I got I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Right? If you need me to work, I will work. Because I'm warm, I'm fed, whatever. And but then he leveled with me. He's like, I'm glad you came in. He's like, a guy I was talking to, he's just so ugly. And I'm trying not to because I don't know this guy. So I'm like,
why didn't I get the job?
And he goes,
can't figure
dude.
it out. I mean, I've worked at some of the best restaurants here in town.
He said, this is a 5-star open kitchen restaurant. And he's like, I can't have customers looking at that guy. And he was just straight up about it. I'm like, okay. So I got my job because I'm homeless, but I'm not as ugly as you.
I think I trust an ugly chef.
I would trust him, too. I don't think it was a level of trusting this guy. I don't think he questioned his ability. It was just, it's an open kitchen, and I don't want my customers looking at this ugly dude when they want to eat.
Trebek, by the way, the final inventory donated 58 dress shirts, 14 suits, 300 neckties, 25 polos, 14 sweaters, sports coats, dress shoes, belts, parkas, and slacks.
Okay.
Cool.
I just looked this up. How tall do you think Alex Trebek was?
I bet he was about 5'9".
I'm going to say 6'1".
5'8".
Oh.
Bob Barker was 6'1", Pat Sajak 5'10", Regis Philbin 5'7", Alex Trebek 5'8". Okay.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to the Men's Room.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Virginia prison employee fired after a body scan revealed it was just that time of the month. Meanwhile, the man who writes these rhymes, he cannot find any word for me that rhymes with month.
Gumph.
Landlord ties up evicted sleeping tenants and dumps them in a cemetery nearby. 3 London police officers sprint down the street chasing an unmasked naked type guy. And a man gets into an argument with a woman in a parking lot, so he does the only natural thing. He spray paints her face. It is time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
Top story: a prison staffer in Virginia was fired from her job on suspicion of smuggling. The employee went into work like any normal day, but was brought in for questioning after something was detected that she may have been smuggling. Despite confiding in fellow female employees that she was simply powering through her monthlies and the item that was detected was a feminine product, she was fired from her position.
She was still fired even though it's a tampon.
Correct. Now that it's been determined that she was telling the truth about her situation, she's raising legal action against the prison, which she absolutely should.
I feel that's something you could prove on the spot.
Right. Like, I get it.
Even if they said prove it, like, okay, prepare yourself, but here's proof.
We don't need any moles bringing things in here. I get it, but, man.
Completely understand their suspicion, but like I said, that's such an easy thing to establish within 2 minutes.
Where'd she smuggle it?
She wasn't smuggling, Ted. It was her time of the month, and she had...
Right, so I mean, like, that's not smuggling, that's where they go.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, they could have resolved this in 2 minutes.
Right.
Like, if she's lying, that'll be easy to figure out. If she's telling the truth, easy to figure out.
They thought that she was bringing some sort of contraband inside.
What this actually means
I thought that's what I heard, but I'm like, how's she in trouble?
It means that they wanted to fire her a while ago.
You know what? That's fair.
If you're a good employee who's popular or they like you or whatever the case is, that's water under the bridge, right?
She might have been just doing some shady stuff beforehand, and then they just thought that they had
don't
her.
like her.
Yeah. In other news, a landlord in Albany has landed himself kidnapping charges for evicting his tenants. Instead of going the legal route, the landlord tied up both tenants, bound their hands with zip ties, put pillowcases over their heads, and drove them to the local cemetery where he dumped them out.
Wow. Mm-hmm. You couldn't think of any other way.
How bad of a tenant are you dealing with here? You know, because I understand that there is a very long legal process that landlords have to go through in order to actually get somebody out.
Well, sure.
There's all the notes that they have to send you, and they can't accept a certain payment or whatever it is. There's all these rules. How bad is it to where you are actually kidnapping these people and dropping them off in a cemetery?
But at that point, that's not. At that point, I go, I don't think this is the tenant.
Yeah. Well, also with restrictions now, he might not have legally been able to get them out of there anyway because of COVID.
Right.
Oh.
So based on the fact, like, look, man, you have to let people kind of, you know what I mean, stay there.
Still. I mean,
a little extreme.
Right. Oh, totally.
If I kidnapped someone and I'm telling you, that's a bit much.
And maybe he was a crazy landlord, too.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. They're doing the math. In London, pedestrians got a good look at a cheeky fellow sprinting down the street away from 3 pursuing officers while he was completely naked. Other than just wanting to have a streak, not much is known as to why the man was nude, but he was eventually apprehended by the officers and taken into custody. However, there's plenty of good comment online as far as his performance.
Yeah, that's what are you doing, buddy? I don't want to arrest him. What's going on, man?
Right. Oh, dear. In Vancouver, a local park is dealing with a string of thefts. Since 2012, the park has had its sign stolen now 3 times, once in 2012, 2018, and now 2021. The sign costs roughly $1,300 to replace, but the answer may come from renaming the park, as Dude Chilling Park has proven to be too enticing for the
Dude Chilling.
Dude Chilling Park.
Well, no wonder the sign's getting stolen all the time.
I mean, there's just some certain things, like, it doesn't mean what people are doing is right. It doesn't mean it's just fun. But understand, if you put that on a sign, people are going to steal it.
Right.
Mike, did you see the 2 guys in England who did a road trip and went to all the places that had
69
all kinds of unusual names?
Yeah.
That was one of the best
great
threads I've seen in a long time. They were just going to some Some interesting spots there.
We're going to have a collection of crazy sounds.
Oh, great. It was absolutely great.
That's why everybody has, like, the 68.5 mile marker now and, like, the 419.9 mile marker.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
Which people, right.
Exactly. But the thing, I don't think it's going to fix it, because I think people are going to still steal those because they know exactly what it means.
Of course they are. I mean, like, count on that. If you have a mile marker of 420, that's not, like, don't even bother with the mile marker. Just have the pole it's on.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone will know, it's the 420.
Then you'll get in a wreck and go like, I don't know, the mile marker doesn't have a sign on it.
They're like, you're at 420.
We'll be there in a minute.
We know exactly where you are, sir. You're either at 69 or 420.
One of two places.
I remember the kids at my school during basketball games thought that they were being clever. As the clock counted down, they would shout minute 9 when there was 1 minute and 9 seconds left. Teachers have no idea. No, the teachers know exactly what you're doing, you morons.
The teachers probably did the same thing when they were your age.
That's exactly right.
We used to just chant 69 when we got 69 points.
There you go. And that is it for headlines with that. Mike, hawk us out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Big Dummy. Head Chef is back, by the way. And on Ted's Meat and Potatoes, he's going to bring us prunes to eat for our very own prune challenge.
Prunes. Prune Day.
Until then, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.